All right, here we are, another Saturday Night Live, and we have our special guest Cody with us. How you doing, Cody?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good, good. Thanks for joining us and sharing your time and helping inspire others as we keep sharing the info and mentioning to people. Sharing is very powerful, and it's part of our healing. It allows us to release a lot of that trapped up emotions, especially as we were just talking briefly in this crazy world we live in. Beautiful at the same time, but we just want to get a little healthier and not have to be in pain and suffering. And it's a challenge out there for a lot of people. Big challenges with family, friends, coworkers, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
So we'll bring some sanity by to ourselves and to others by finding some balance within ourselves. And I can see so many people are have short fuses and get into controversy for absolutely nothing, ridiculous things. And we know better now. It's just why do we got to go through that? Peace is much simpler to live on.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're in the U.S., right?
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. So you get cold winters too.
Oh yeah.
Nice cold weather. Nothing like it. That season changes are wonderful. So maybe you want to go over a little bit about how you grew up, how you came to be, and I don't know, in this lifestyle and what you've been doing the last few years and so on and so forth. You want to share?
So just like most everyone else, just a standard American diet. I actually realized when I was like 13, 14, or 15, around that age, like I used to just stay up late and just eat all night, go to bed. It was just like everything was food, man. And just like, and
Been there.
yeah. And I went pretty long on that with being okay. But I mean, I had a lot of issues as when I was younger. Like, I got allergy shots. I don't even know why. I can't remember why I got them, but like, I think I went and got tested because I would get like reactions in the summer, like sneezing and stuff. And my mom was like, "Oh, let's go get you tested." And they put all these like little things on my back and it showed that I was allergic. So every week I would go there and like get these, I don't even know what it is, what they were injecting me with.
Yeah. What age was that?
That was around, I'd say 14, 15.
Okay.
Lasted a couple of years.
You grew up in Philadelphia?
No, I grew up in a small town in Tennessee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did notice, like, I don't know if it was caused by the allergy shots, but like one time when I got them, we went home. And I don't know if you remember when I was telling you about when I did the first round of Master Fast, 20 days, I started getting that thing where my vision starts going out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just start throwing up everything and get this really bad headache where I can't even go to sleep. And they have a name for it, like the medical industry or whatever. But yeah, I noticed that happened. The first time that happened was right after I got one of the allergy shots. I don't know if that's what caused it, but who knows?
Oh, wow.
Coincidence, yeah. They got names for everything.
Yeah. And just like, everything seemed to be about food. Like, even though I was out doing things, having fun with my friends, living life, everything always seemed like I had to complete my day or night with food. And I hate that so much, but that's how I've always been. I'm still struggling with it. And
how young are you?
Huh?
How young are you?
Right now, 29.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have a family now? Like you have a wife?
Yeah, I have a wife and one kid.
Okay.
3 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
3 jobs, you said?
3 dogs.
3 dogs.
Yeah.
Big family.
Yeah. And then about 4 years ago, I went vegan, and I started getting into health. So I started following all these people, trying to look for the scientific facts and all that, like Dr. McDougall, Dr. Ellen Goldhammer and stuff like that. And then everything, I felt okay, you know, and everything went good. And then about 2 years ago, I got a urinary tract infection or a kidney infection or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the hospital, and they gave me antibiotics. I took them. It went away. And then all of a sudden I got a staph infection and went back. And I was afraid that it was sepsis. I started looking everything up, getting all freaked out. And then I was afraid it was sepsis. So I go to the doctor's office, and without even testing me or nothing, they just throw me these antibiotics. I'm like, will this treat that? And they're like, yeah, this will get rid of anything. It's like the best one or like the hardest one. I'm like, cool. And then I take that, and that's when everything just went downhill after that. I started getting like dark thoughts and like all kinds of like these weird emotional symptoms. And then I woke up one day and I thought like I had like a tumor in the back of my head where the cerebellum is. Mm-hmm. You know, that was just my mind going crazy thinking that. But because I would get like these aches and these pains, and you know, just day by day, every time I would eat food, my body would react crazy to it. And then I finally found, after doing a lot of just searching for people and answers and this and that, I found this guy named John Rose, and he was explaining about like, I think he would refer to Dr. Robert Morse and Gershon, all them people and stuff. But he wouldn't really explain it in detail to the fullest. So when I did his juice feast, like I wasn't taking herbs, I wasn't doing enemas, I wasn't doing any of it. So I think it just kept getting me worse and worse, because I was stirring everything up. And then after that, I just dealt with this after effects of it all, and I felt even worse. And then I started following this guy named Mark James Gordon. He would do a live show, and I seen these people would always say stuff about the Master Fast. So then I found you guys, and then I started with the 20-day. Like I watched videos, started.
Yeah, you've been around a little while. What time was that approximately?
That was July 2017 when I like started my first 20-day. I found out about you guys around March, April, around there, and then.
Нет, не трогай.
Oh, Sveta, you need to mute your mic. Hang on. Okay. Go ahead, Cody.
Okay. And then, I did the 20-day fast, and I didn't order your herbs or nothing. So I, unfortunately was kind of broke, and I got a bunch of the herb farms. I don't know if you're familiar with that brand.
No, there's
some brand, I guess, of herbs. So I just got as many as I could, and then I did the 20-day, and around the 7th, 8th day, I broke my fibula on the steps. And then I kept on the fast, and, you know, I tried to move as much as I could, even though I couldn't really move, and try to do enemas when I could. But I didn't do that many that first time around. And then the doctor was surprised because he came in there like 15, 20 days later after I broke it, and he's like, I don't know what you're doing, man, but it's working. I've never seen a bone heal this fast. It was awesome. And then
did you have a cast?
Yeah, they put me in those things what it's like a boot kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just had that, and at day 20 I think I couldn't walk. I couldn't like walk or anything. So I was just going crazy. I was like, I just want to eat something. So I went to the hybrid. So I did the hybrid 20 more days. And just from that alone, even though I did it, like, you know, I don't think I didn't do nowhere near how I should have. But I seen great results still. Like the bone healing fast, and like a lot of my symptoms from the first time around doing the juice feast went away and stuff like that.
Which bone was this?
This is a 20-day I did. I mean, I never said anything because I know you guys say 40 to 108.
Yeah,
it was just 20 days that I did.
Which bone did you break?
Oh, it was the fibula.
Fibula, where's the fibula?
Fibula is by the ankle. It's leading up to like the knee area, I think.
Between the ankle and the knee. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
it's a small
Yeah.
vein, I think. Yeah. How did you break it?
So we have these at my old house. We have these really steep stairs, and I had my kid in my hand, and I slipped on them because they're carpeted. So I didn't want to fall downwards, which I would have if I was by myself. But I had him, so I went backwards. And I guess the way I already have weird flat feet, so I can roll my ankle easily. And I rolled it, and it just turned to jello. And I kind of threw my kid behind me, so he wouldn't fall or nothing. But yeah, it sucked.
Well,
My goodness. And that's during your first master fast.
Yes, that was during my first 20 days.
So you just continued and you did 20?
Yeah, I broke it around day 7, and then I continued to 20, and then I went to hybrid for 20 more days.
Okay, cool.
And then after that, I just kept the fruit. Then I started adding in back the crappy foods, and did that up until about February of this year. And then around March, ordered the herbs, ordered everything, got a lot of the tools, and started again. And not all the symptoms came back from eating crappy food for like 4 or 5 months, but like, it's just like enough to just be like, all right, yeah, I need to change my lifestyle. And then
you feel it when your body is clean. When your body is clean, you feel everything, right? You can't really mess
oh yeah
too much. And if you do, you're gonna pay for it.
Yes, definitely. And then I went for the second round. I did 12 days, and the emotions got really strong that time around. And then then I stopped. And now my wife did it with me, actually. She actually lasted 6 days, which I was proud of her because, she's not coming from anything, just being vegan and just eating, not getting into the whole like health thing and stuff like that. So she did 6 days, but she was like, yeah, I can't do that. But she says she wants to, eventually get into it and stuff. Then I was like, I went back to food for a couple more weeks, and then I was like, all right, that's it. So that's why I said I'm doing 40 days, and did the 40 days, and what an experience, man. It was amazing. What you have created is just priceless. It's amazing, and it's just.
I didn't create anything, just information that came.
I know. But like, out of everyone I've tried, it's like you've made it a way to where it's just safe. It's just I could just get the information through this community you have, and there's no holes like, oh, I forgot to take herbs, or I forgot to do. They didn't mention to do enemas. You have it all packed down. And it's just like you just follow these simple things you've put together, and it's just like it works.
It's powerful. It's powerful, and at the same time, it's easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Doable. Like anybody can do it, and it's very powerful. It's just, your mind. You don't want to be scared. Just get into it and start. Just start, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to start. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's hard to.
Oh
start.
yeah.
You fall. You start. You fall.
Yes, because like I would be like, oh, I'll just go like 3 more days and I can enjoy some more food. Then I'll start. No, like, all right, another week, and then I'll get on it. Just kept doing it. And but when you finally start, you're like, why did I wait so long? What am I, stupid?
Yeah,
I know.
Everybody goes through that to sometimes.
It shows you how addictive food is.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Right? Like I've never felt food is that addictive until I started fasting.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, good learning experience.
But the actual 40-day fast, the main things that benefits that I got out of it were like the eye pressure, the head pressure every day. Like that never went away from the 20-day, from the 12-day, and in between eating crappy. But this 40-day, it all went away. It's gone, and the only thing I really get now is a little bit of tiredness, but obviously I got a long way to go.
Yeah, I'm sure it comes also when you don't eat well, right?
When I what?
when you don't eat well.
Yes, definitely.
Not when you're eating okay, it's fine, it's manageable. But when we don't eat well, we feel everything.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. We live it, we love it, and we're always involved with it. It's part of us, and we're gonna fall here and there, but we're always focused on those goals, and we continue to drive to those. No big deal, you fall here and there, but we got to be real careful, especially when people go on the long fast. That's where things can get dangerous for people who don't follow the systems for breaking the fast and stuff. But the key is it's a lifestyle, and this is the very, very biggest challenge that we have to get that message across to people. No matter how many times we say it, people come here expecting everything to be solved with one fast or whatever. It's we never ever said that. It's been a lifestyle right from the start. And once it hits home and you fully understand that and grasp it, then you can sit back and just relax. There's no need to be worried about is this and that going to be resolved in these 40 or 108 days, because it doesn't matter. You're living the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Everything will resolve itself when it's ready to resolve itself. If it ain't 108, if it ain't, like I said, make your goals for 9 years. And if it doesn't all happen in 9 years, make another 9-year goal.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen those 9 years, make another 9-year goal. What are you going to do? Go back to food? We know food ain't going to solve anything. You're only going to go so far eating whatever diet it is. It's just, eating that 7 days a week. It's just ludicrous that from what we know now. It's ludicrous how we've ever done that. But we're all addicted.
And it's especially harder when, like, I guess you're in an environment where, I guess you're working a crappy job or you're around lots of food all the time.
Yeah.
That'll make you stronger, I guess.
I don't know if there's been any place traveling all over the planet and to Canada or whatever that there was any place that I can go there was no food.
Yeah, that's true.
There's food everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to be strong. You don't want to be addicted to food, and the worse you eat, the more addicted you are. So.
Yeah, I know.
Let's share some of the experience going through the fast. Like, what were your dry fasting schedules? What did you release stuff? Stuff like that.
Yeah. My dry fast was like daily 12-hour. Just to go back to the first fast I did, not like studying as much as I should have. I was doing like 18 hours a day. Like I didn't ever get, like, I guess, dried out because I could always drink fine. But I did get these weird suction feels on my stomach. Like, just like something was just like grabbing it and pulling it.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah. The challenge is not drying yourself up, but what happens is people start drowning in their own filth, which the understanding of that doesn't really, is not clear with people. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. And that's why we have all the tools and why we do everything that's within the system. It's all there for a reason. It's not made up.
But yeah, that's why this time around I was like, I'm just going to do 12 daily, 24 weekly, and then 3-day monthly. And I did the 24 weekly. I did the 12-hour daily. When I did my 3-day, though, I only made it like 2 days.
Yeah, that's good. Good start.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
No, it's good. It's when you first do the 2 days, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
First time you do 2 days, it's hard.
My first time I did a dry fast, I did 3 days, and it was tough. It was very tough.
Oh yeah.
The last day I could barely move. My first 5-day dry fast. Whoa, man! Like, what's going on? How do people do this? And then you continue and keep moving and expanding. And
you did also the 7-day dry fast?
Mm-hmm.
And that was hard, huh? The first one?
Yeah, the first 7 was hard. Yeah. It's that training. It's training ourselves little by little. The body starts accepting and starts, as we're cleaning it out, it starts being able to feed itself, hydrate itself, and balance itself. You know,
Yeah.
that's really the only thing that does it anyway. But we get always in the way with eating and many other things that we do to the bodies. So it's a learning curve for everybody. But there's you can't rush this if you tried. You know, if you try rushing it, you just get into trouble.
Yeah.
So this is where we've
Take your time.
put it that especially for newbies that are new to fasting and clean eating, there's stick to the minimal schedule for at least a couple of years minimum.
And the biggest challenge is to be consistent with the lifestyle. That's the biggest challenge. Not to do 3, 4, 5 day dry fast.
Yeah. But the releases I had like I was doing, made sure I did it I was doing 7 to 10 liters of enemas, and I kept releasing all this stuff out. I never really had a problem with that.
Excellent.
I didn't really check the filtration this time around, but I could see it in the toolet, and it was definitely filtering. My kidneys were filtering great, and no big crazy thing happened really. Like the first time when I had the thing come up, the migraine thing come up. But great results, just things flowing. It was just a good flow. Things I was washing, cleaning, dragging out, cleaning.
When did you finish this one? 40 days.
When did I finish?
Mm-hmm.
It was 3 weeks ago, around 3 weeks ago.
Nice.
And I'm trying to think, something did happen. It was I think during one of my 24-hour dries, we were actually moving to our new house. And I don't know if it was just from too much movement, too much heavy lifting, but around 23 hour, I had to break because my kidney, I couldn't even stand up. My kidneys hurt so bad. I don't know if it was from moving too much or moving heavy furniture, but it was terrible.
Well, the kidneys you're doing a lot of work when you're on a master fast and any fast. And
exercise makes it.
Yeah, exercise
intense.
can aggravate things.
It makes it more intense, in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just it makes the detox even more.
Yeah.
And the sun as well. If you're detoxing and you're doing a dry fast and you sit in the sun and you're new to dry fasting, you can get yourself dehydrated very quickly. It's detox again.
Yeah.
It's just more intense.
Yeah, and I my next master fast I already have planned for around March, February. I want to order more herbs because I ran out.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
How long? Sorry.
Are
you thinking?
108.
Nice.
Yeah, I already said it.
Like you said, this thing cleared in your head. Don't be alarmed or surprised if they start to surface in another fast when you start going deeper, because things go in layers, and sometimes you'll get the surface of that, but you haven't really gotten to the actual root or seed. And sometimes they'll resurface again, and oh no, it's coming back, but it's actually healing at a deeper level.
Oh, okay.
These things, you just embrace them and jump for joy and continue using the tools and keep going.
Yeah, have the faith. Have faith that everything is fine. Follow the protocol, and whenever you're in doubt, come to the Facebook and ask questions.
Yeah, and that's one thing too. I was gonna say, that's the main thing I love about when I found about everything. I always live life not really with faith. It was more oh, prove it to me that something's real, or I need evidence for everything, whether it's religion, this or that. And I was always oh, faith is just whatever. But now it's getting into all this and just realize, and then during the fast, I could just feel it just in my soul and everything. It's just a great feeling. I can't really explain. I guess you just have to, people have to experience it and stuff. Now I understand why people feel the way they do, whether they're religious or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you when you start going to these levels, you have to trust in your soul yourself. It's nothing else out there, because you're only on your own.
Yeah.
And this is where it's challenging for people, because most people never put themselves in that situation with total trust in only their soul. They've always relied on external sources.
Yeah.
And the fasting it removes everything, right? We have tools and everything, which is amazing and great, and it helps ease the way for us, supporting us. But you're literally on your own. There's nothing else.
Yeah, but what helps us the most with the faith when it comes to fasting and cleansing is our experience. So yes, we listen to people on Facebook or read the protocol, but you will learn the most when you do it, when you practice.
Yeah.
You will say, oh, okay, I felt this way last time and I was totally fine. You know, I did 24-hour dry fast. I was tired, and then I broke it and everything was fine. The second one is easier, and then you go for 2 days and that becomes easier. So yeah, you will have faith. Part of the reason we break our dry fast is because we are scared and have no faith. You know.
Yeah.
Another thing is the pain, like physical as well, detox.
Yeah, things come up and we don't know what's happening. We get scared. But pain is one of the experiences that goes towards healing when you're on a fast, for sure.
Comes before.
Yeah, like when you're eating and you're in pain, that's destroying your health. when you're on a fast and you have pains, it's on your way to healing. This is one of the things that we always come out better at the other end when we go through pains. Always. If you have that trust and faith, you just allow it to go through and embrace it and use the tools to get you through. Like number one is always enemas, breath work, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's amazing when you've done a few of them, you get a little more faith, a little more faith, a little more faith. There's always that monkey mind happening, no matter how many years you've been doing this. It's always there. You're never going to get rid of it.
It's nice when you're dry fasting, and you have kidney pain because things are working. You don't have the kidney pain when you're drinking. You have it when you're dry, which is more intense.
Yeah. No, it's good when you're drinking as well.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Depending how toxic the body is.
Yeah, I've had kidney pains many years. Never mind days, years. So, we know how it feels, but continue. Anything else do you remember, any healing reactions?
Yeah, like I said, it was pretty smooth this time around. I don't know if it's because it's the third time I've done it.
Yeah. When we spoke, was that before your 40 days? I don't remember now.
Do you mean when I got a consultation?
Right.
Yeah, that was before. That was like before I started. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
Yeah, it was.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing now with the food? How's that going?
So when I broke, it was pretty easy. I was keeping it very small meals. But then vacation came. And so we go on vacation. This was like let's see, Wednesday, Thursday. It was last week. So about like 9 days ago. But we got there like a week before that. So, and everything was going good. And where I went was Georgia. So I was just eating a lot of Georgia peaches, and they're just amazing. So I was like, cool, I have this. And then just being around the friends and the family, and then just the food was tempting, and then just started sliding little things in here and there. And then I actually did have a reaction from that. I ate some stuff before I went to bed. It was just like junk or whatever. And it felt fine when I did it at the time, but I never really had panic attacks. And I woke up and my heart was, I guess, racing really fast, and I just ran. I don't even know what I was doing. And I just felt like I was like having a heart attack or something. What the heck was going on? I didn't know. I was freaking out. I was like, what's going on? I was like, I don't know. And then it was just like, all right, yeah, it's the food.
Anything, like when you start getting heart stuff, it's usually there's some kind of chemicals or something in the food, some toxins.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
The body doesn't like it.
Yeah. When you're on a fast, it's the stuff, any of that kind of stuff is trying to get out of the body, and usually heart palpitations or arrhythmias or this, that, and the other thing happens with the heart, skipping beats and so on and so forth. And people get really freaked out when they're on a fast and these things happen. But as we keep saying, you got to have that faith and the trust, and just use the tools. You know, the heart mudra, where you put your finger in the base of your thumb and your thumb and the two fingers, and just hold it there. You know, 5-10 minutes. And just do your breath work. It really helps, that mudra, for many different things. But it's called the heart mudra.
And do you know what to do when you don't eat well? Like when you slip off like that sometimes? Do you know what to do? What did you do? How did you help yourself?
Well, what usually works, you know, the next day, it's like I start dry fasting, everything's good, eat the fruit, and then for some reason, when 6 o'clock comes around, it just, I don't know, it's like the mind just changes 360, and you just want something else.
Yeah, well, one thing you can do is definitely wash your colon.
Yeah.
Put it in a bag wherever you go, and just wash your colon. Get this.
I did bring it, and like it was kind of hard to do where I was at, but I've been doing that now since I've been back a lot. Like just I'm doing the regular, even though I'm going, but I'm still doing 6 liters at least. Just why not, right?
You can do enemas the rest of your life every single day.
Yeah.
You're dry fasting, but they're only going to help you. You know, there's so many people against enemas, they just don't have a clue. We wash our external body, but people don't think about washing the internal, and the internal is way more filthy than the external. No.
Absolutely. I mean, you do a kolima after eating a heavy meal. It's not like, you know, the smell that comes out, it's not like, you know, sweating. It's really, really, really bad, you know, when you do a colonic or
if you don't eat well.
enema, when you don't eat well, and you're thinking, normally we just shower and we think, okay, we're clean, but inside is filthy.
Yeah.
Not to say, you know, I mean, not to shower. I mean, shower on the outside, but also clean your inside, you know.
Yeah. You doing any sports or any exercises or stuff?
I've been walking out. It's like, it's kind of hard. I don't know if it's just because I haven't done that stuff in so long, like exercising. But like when I try to go back to do it, it's just really hard. I don't know if I should push it or not. Like, should I push through the plateau, I guess, and just go back to, because I used to run a lot, you know, and like work out a pretty good amount. But it seems now when I go back to it, it just seems like I don't know, my body's not ready, or maybe I just need to push through it.
Yeah, well, movement is crucial for anything in life, but when we're fasting, we want to keep energy moving, and that's the key. You don't have to do anything aggressive or vigorous. Brisk walking, biking, yoga, stretching, stuff like that. Even if you pick up the simple 5 or 6 Tibetan rites, which will take you like 15 minutes or so a day, just do that. You know, that's what I do every day, and then some yoga. If I don't have time, I'll just do the 5 Tibetan rites. Doesn't take very long. You can do a quick version. You start off slowly, but if the body's not used to exercise, you know, it'll get used to it very quickly, especially when you're clean eating and have fasting.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised how little exercise you need, and the body works fine. It's when you don't eat well, everything gets as much tougher and more aches and pains and so on and so forth. I've spoken about this before, about the Buteyko breathing technique. If you make that part of your life, breathing less, where you have CO2 being built up in the body, you're going to have much less aches and pains through exercise. I was one that we used to build up a lot of those acids from any form of exercise, and you know, be sore for whatever days or whatever. But with the Buteyko breathing system that you practice, you make it part of your lifestyle. And I've noticed that situation is almost eliminated completely just by changing that breathing technique and breathing less, not breathing more.
Yeah.
Less. Very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah, I like using it.
Yeah, it's tough to get used to it for a while. It feels like you're going out of breath, and that means you know you're on the right track. But you got to get used to that feeling.
Yeah. Your question about the exercise, are you asking about exercise during the fast or while you're eating?
No, like right now I try and
Yeah, why
it's
not?
huh?
Go for it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
of course.
I didn't know if I should take it easy, you know, since I just did it.
Well, now you're eating, so
Awesome.
you're fine. Yeah. I
Cool.
mean, when you're fasting, also it's fine, but I wouldn't start something new when I'm fasting, like aggressive.
Yeah.
For the first time in your life, you don't have to push yourself too much because you're detoxing. But when
Yeah.
you're eating, you're totally fine. I mean, you'll find it's much easier because your joints are more flexible when you're eating cleaner. You have fasted.
Rebounding. You have a rebounder.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, you don't even have to leave the mat. Just bouncing up and down, get that lymph moving.
It feels like my brain's hit my skull. I don't know. It hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
interesting.
rebounding's great. Well, there's so many things you can do. Just hiking, walking, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Keep moving. If we don't move, the muscles go into atrophy. So we have to move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go for it totally. I mean, just move your body, do whatever you love.
Sorry. Hey.
A
Sorry about
professional
this.
tennis player, a professional tennis player who trained for 5 to 6 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week, on 108 days, master fast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if she can do it, we can.
Yeah.
I mean, she has been doing it all her life, right? The
Yeah.
tennis, but and she kept going for it. But I mean, it's just amazing that a person can do this.
That is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you brought, was it your cousin on board as well?
Yeah, Andre. Yeah, he
Awesome.
was kind of like, we've always been like, he got me into being in the veganism, and like I would always kind of keep up with him on the whole like health thing and just whatever like he told me was healthy, or what he found like with the scientific evidence and all that. And then like when I moved closer to him is when he knew a lot about what is that, like just being a fruitarian, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't never really know how to implement it in his lifestyle. But eventually, he's always been sick though. He's been going through so much since he was young, and I just eventually just not talked him into. I used to kind of force it down him a little bit when I found out about it, just because I was so excited. But then eventually he just like got into it, and he's feeling great. I haven't seen him act like this since like he was young, way younger, like 7-8 years ago, because he has so much energy now and stuff, and he's just like focused. He's committed. He's more committed than me. I feel like it's crazy.
Yeah, we can't do it for anybody else. We can only do it for ourselves.
Yep.
And, that's the thing where the commitment comes in. Are we committed? Are we actually truly committed? And I find most people are not.
Yeah.
We see it all the time, right?
Sometimes they're just not ready to make a big change, right?
Yeah. People, everybody wants to heal. They want to heal. They want to heal, but they're not going to commit, and it's never going to happen for them. They'll be jumping from one thing to another, to another, to another.
It might, one day.
Yeah, it could happen. Like years later, one day, oh, okay, finally it's time. But most people, it just doesn't happen. There's so much information out there and confuses people, and this is why we try to make it as simple as possible and just forget about everything we've learned. We don't need to know any of it.
Yeah.
Body has all the intelligence many more times than all the paper and all the books and all the computers on this planet put together. The body has way more intelligence than all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just have to trust and have the faith. And it's called stop eating.
Yeah.
But it's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, your dog. Your dog got into a little scrap with the other dog, or?
Yeah. She's doing great now. Like she's lost all her weight, like like she got really fat after her surgery, and She lost all her weight. She's acting like a puppy. She's doing things that I forgot she used to do when she was a puppy.
Did you put her on full master fast?
Yeah, she was on full master fast for a good while, like over a month and a half. And she, unfortunately, my brother lived with me in my old house, and she had gotten to his cat food. And she didn't really have a reaction from it. I guess it's different with animals. But she seemed a little constipated. I gave her enema, came out, and like ever since then just kept her on the chicken backs, I think it is. It's like these Michelle told me about it, and she helped me with everything. She's awesome.
Chicken frames.
Huh?
Chicken frames.
Yeah. And she's doing great now. It's still swollen, but it's like went down, and it's just going to take a while because it's healing from the inside out or something like that.
Yeah, it was a pretty big gouge out of her leg.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But she's doing great. She's doing, like I said, she's doing better than she was before the attack.
Of course. The animals heal much quicker than humans because they have a short lifespan. And it's amazing to watch what happens. Like even Bev's dog, Rosie, like, holy geez, you look at the before and after pictures. It's like it's a completely different dog. Looks like a puppy compared to the before picture.
Yeah, people ask her, is she a puppy?
And she was, given the death sentence for, I don't remember, 2-3 months to live or something. And, she's doing great. So.
And how long has it been?
Oh, she went through the whole 108 days.
Oh, wow.
Mass fast pet protocol. But she's, on and off using the pet protocol to feed all her dogs, not only just Rosie now.
Yeah.
And, you can be going back and forth. They can live on the protocol, full master fast, because we know food's an illusion. It's all fed through emotion. And as long as we have the faith and trust, the pet will have the faith and trust. If we don't, the pet won't, because they run through our emotions. As being their owners, they're living under our roofs and being cared by us, they will have and fall into the trap of the addictions of the owner, et cetera, et cetera. And what do I mean by that is you have your pet and you get bored or something and you ask the dog if it wants to eat or something.
Yeah.
People overfeed their pets all the time. Or, go drink. You're getting the dog trained to go drink when it's not thirsty. Yeah. We see these things happen all the time with not only with pets, but with children. So this is where all these addictions come through. But once we realize and see what we're doing, we can catch ourselves and start correcting these things that they're not beneficial to anybody. But pets run on the owner's emotions directly. So they will take on all those emotions of the owners. They take it all on, every one of them. And that's why you hear the stories of, oh man, pets, pets and people, they start looking alike. If you've ever heard that saying, and you've had a pet for a long time, because they truly do take on the emotions. You're just around them. You're taking on those fields.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's awesome to hear about the dog. You said you have 3 dogs?
Yeah.
Did you put them all on the protocol or just one?
Just the one on the fast. Put them on the food. Because I just didn't put them on the fast because I guess they weren't like I don't know. I guess I could put them on the fast, but there was more of an emergency because
there's also the
they're doing good on the food, less aggression and all that.
Yeah, you can have them on the MFS hybrid, right? They can live on that.
Yeah.
So incorporating fasting, I think 24 hours a week or something, 12 hours or more than 12 hours a day. So 1 meal a day.
Carnivores don't eat every day.
Yeah, you don't need to drink to give them water all the time, just maybe a few hours a day. So they're dry fasting. But yeah, you're feeding them, they're eating. What do you feed them, or what do you normally feed them?
What?
What do you normally feed them? What do you give them food?
Chicken frames.
Okay. So
Yeah, that's what Michelle told me to get. And then my small one, chicken necks. She said, give him the chicken neck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's cheaper than dog food if you buy them.
Way cheaper. Way cheaper.
A little more messy and like, but.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think you can put them on the Master Fast Hybrid, which is not too far from what you're doing anyways. But
Yeah.
it would be like fixed times of food and then drinking and then dry fasting. So it's more systematic than just feeding them.
Yeah, I think I will when I get my new herbs in. Do that, definitely.
Yeah.
Anything else? Here?
No. Just it's a great experience, and I'm glad this is going to be my lifestyle. And
So you're going to stay with Master Fast Hybrid until the next one, or how are you doing now?
Well, I don't have the herbs now, so I can't. I'm just going to stick to minimal 1 to 2 meals, fruit, and then steamed veggies.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is it's like when I have the veggies with the sweet potato, I feel like I want more food.
Yeah, of course. Always. You eat, you get hungry. You drink, you get thirsty.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, but that's the way it is. When you understand the plasma GI tract, a vacuum tube.
Yeah.
Do you drink the juice at all when you're eating?
Yeah.
And do you keep your dry fasting as well?
Yes, I increased it, so I'm doing more like 14 hours.
Awesome.
Here since I'm eating.
We have a few people join us. If you have any questions for Cody, if you want to share anything? We have Margaret again with us. Sveta,
hi.
Sveta, Elaine, hello guys.
Hi.
Oh, those people up top watching too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Live.
Anything else?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Good job. You're doing really well. Good for you. You're keeping it under control, keeping your dry fasting and sticking to fruits and vegetables as much as you can,
Yeah.
It's not easy. Like you said, you feel hungry. You want to eat more, but you're making it work,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you want to be systematic as much as you can. Eating is harder than fasting, right? Because with fasting, you're not hungry. But when you eat, you start.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it just triggers that hunger.
But it's weird. It's like when you're fasting, the only thing, like all the stuff goes away, the symptoms, everything's great. But then you feel like you're missing that one thing, which is the food. And then when you eat the food, it's like it goes back the other way.
Exactly. But most people don't feel the best when they're fasting, unless they're in a serious health condition where, there's so much imbalance and so much is going on during the fast that they have a lot of healing reactions. But most people, they start getting more energy. They feel better than they felt in many years, so on and so forth, as soon as they stop eating. And then we go back to food, and why do we start eating again?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you do longer fasts, you will realize that you are not missing out on eating. Like, yeah, you'll get to a stage where you see your favorite food in front of you, and it's not appealing.
Yeah, I felt that way, like more towards 34, 35, 36, looking up. Like I was just like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
But I still, like in my head, I was just like, why I eventually ran out of the herbs, and the last 2 days I didn't even use the herbs. I used the herb farm that I had left over, but I think I would have kept going if I had more.
Yeah.
Well, you need to.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Yeah. But as I said, like the temptation to eat, I think decreases over time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that's how breatharians do it. You know, they have absolutely no desire. We're the ones who are desiring. I mean, or the ones who are eating, right?
Yeah.
They don't have desire that like us. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel sorry for them. I would feel sorry for myself.
The more we clean out
I'm hungry, they're not.
the more we clean out the vacuum tube, the less desires we have for food. The more we put in there, the more desires we have, because they become part of us, the emotions of those foods, and it triggers all kinds of false hunger, because there's really no such thing as hunger.
Mhm.
Not even the watering from the mouth. That's not, or the throat. No.
Yeah.
Not according to me.
Yeah.
Everybody can believe whatever they want. All
Yeah.
hunger is false hunger to me, because we're not really designed to eat 3D foods. We can get energy from many other sources, infinite amount of sources, instead of putting things through our GI tract.
I mean, we did the 108 days. I never felt that hunger through my throat. I never did.
No, it's all emotion. It's all
Yeah.
emotion. It's not real hunger.
Maybe for people who are eating, yeah, and they stop eating for a bit, maybe they will feel something. But it's detox, in my opinion, if it's any imbalance in the body.
It's that GI tract which is the key to regain balance. Is clean that GI tract, which is something that takes years to do. It's not 108 days is a start. As soon as we finish 108 days, that's when it starts.
Oh, so I didn't start yet.
And you know, I'm just, it's a lot of work to clean the GI tract.
And it's not just the GI tract; it's the whole body,
the whole
right?
body, yeah.
But
that's the core.
Yeah, and most of the waste exits through the bowels, right? So
yeah, well, we're filling up through that core, and since it's a vacuum system, nothing of matter passes through that GI tract. It's all done through fields, and it's how we build the rest of the body, through fields. So that's why that's the key to really clean, and why we have all the things we have to help clean that out. The liquid Drano, which is the juice, the herbs, and the pudding. It's all there for a reason. Lots and lots of washing. The dry fasting to squeeze, the sponge, which is our whole body's that sponge. These are all the physical aspects, but at the same time, there's the emotional, spiritual aspects as we're doing all this stuff, and is why we can see many people get incredible results. As we say, everything's possible in the realm of MFS. The only limit is our belief system. Nothing will stand in the way except that. The internet connection. Having problems with the internet here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
If there's nothing else, we can call it a close, and we'll see everybody back on the page, I guess.
Yeah, I'll see
yeah.
you next time after my next 108. 108.
Awesome.
You're doing great. Good job.
Good job. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks you again, Cody, and for helping inspire others. And it's a blessing to have people share their experiences, and it's a lifestyle. We'll keep saying it over and over. It's a lifestyle. We embrace it or we don't. There's no in betweens. All right then. So we will see everybody later, and thank you again for joining us. And let's keep that plasma love always flowing.
We'll see you soon. Keep us updated.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Have a good night, evening, wherever you are. Ciao.
Thank you.